Buckle up, Buttercup. It's a bumpy ride out there. Wow. 4 nations have gone blackout in less than 2 months. 3 of those in less than 30 days. And just the other day, you probably didn't hear about this, Panama went dark. What's going on? Coincidence? I don't know. Very interesting. Now, obviously, we can't prove who the culprit is right now, but we can look at the paper trail a little bit. And we've got a pretty big paper trail going on. So as you can see, this article that we're looking at right here, massive power outage plunges Panama into darkness following explosion at thermoelectric power plant. Well, guess what? Cuba just a couple of days ago lost power. Actually, it was Friday. Cuba's national electrical grid collapsed, leading to widespread blackouts across the country and leaving millions in the dark following a series of nationwide blackouts and a history of fuel shortages and economic struggles. And that's not all. Venezuela had a power outage, a national power outage, August 2024, December 2024. What is going on? And we've got more exciting news. This is from Truth Social. President Donald Trump, he says that the pardons Joe Biden gave are invalid. So what do we have to see next? It's going to be wild out there. We've got so much conflict around the world. So what am I doing? I'm drinking coffee at high elevation in Southern Colorado. It's amazing out here. And you know what else is amazing? I want to give a huge shout out to our friends over at Noble Gold Investments. You might want to look into gold and silver right now, whether you have a 401 or an IRA. A lot of people have 401s and IRAs just sitting there doing practically nothing. Well, check this out. Gold has surged 46% in less than a year, doubling the gains of the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. And this isn't just another rally. Global reserves are shifting, exposing cracks in the monetary system. Investors are losing confidence in paper gold and demanding physical metal, creating a massive gap between gold owed and gold that is available. And this isn't just about how institutions broke another system. It's about how you can profit from it. Right now, Noble Gold Investments has a limited supply of investment-grade gold bars and gold coins available. And this is what the coins look like. 1/10 ounce solid gold coin. This will be gifted to you if you qualify. And as banks scramble to fulfill their obligations, pushing gold prices higher, you can profit. Smart investors are already moving into physical gold. Noble Gold Investments makes it easy for you to do the same. Get your free gold coin if you qualify. Find out how. Give them a call. 1-877-646-5347. NobleGoldInvestments.com. Get your free e-guide. They're also giving out books called Silver is the New Oil. Colin Plume is the author of that. When you convert your 401 or IRA, it's a great book and it's a great read, very valuable. So there you go. Noble Gold Investments. You'll thank me later. A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Tons of 5-star reviews. They're awesome. And you could profit from uncertainty around the world. Or you could sit there and do nothing like a lot of people are doing. But I'll tell you who is doing something right now. I mean, wow, talk about shock and awe. Let's read this Truth Social post from President Donald Trump. The pardons that sleepy Joe Biden gave to the unselected committee of political thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect because of the fact that they were done by auto-open. In other words, Joe Biden did not sign them, but more importantly, he did not know anything about them. The necessary pardoning documents were not explained to or approved by Biden. He knew nothing about them, and the people that did may have committed a crime. Therefore, those on the unselect committee who destroyed and deleted all evidence obtained during their 2-year witch hunt of me and many other innocent people should fully understand that they are subject to investigation at the highest level. The fact is, they were probably responsible for the documents that were signed on their behalf without the knowledge or consent of the worst president in the history of the country. Wow! Holy cow. He's going off on Truth Social. Now, I'm just reading a post that President Trump left. So hopefully you can do that in today's day and age. I mean, they did say we have freedom of speech, but I'm just repeating what somebody else said. The president, actually. So anyway, we'll see what happens after I just read that out loud. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. So look at this. Venezuela got hit recently with the power outage. Cuba, power outage. But what I found most interesting was the timing of the Panama outage. The whole country loses power. Panama. So like, do you remember just a short while ago, there was, President Trump comes out and he says, you know what? We're going to take back the Panama Canal. And then China gives their opinion and reasoning why they think that's a bad idea. And then so we've got these arguments going on amongst very high levels, lots of money. And so BlackRock steps in. Makes a major move in Panama. And guess what? China, they're not happy about the sale of Panama Canal port. So it's like just right after that, what happens? Massive power outage plunges Panama into darkness following explosion at thermoelectric power plant. And you probably didn't even hear about this in the news. Like an entire nation loses power, and instead you learn about the size of some celebrity's butt. I mean, no, in other news, we have the size of a celebrity's butt, and she tweeted it all over social media. Yes, that's what should make front page news. Not that an entire nation loses power after they agreed to sell their ports to BlackRock. Hello? I see a bit of it's what people want to read. They want to read about the size of a celebrity's butt, not about nationwide power outages, several over the past several weeks. Shortly after Reset, or what was it? Reset Zero? Not Reset Zero. That's the name of my graphic novel. You should get my graphic novel, by the way, Reset Zero. It's amazing. Very prophetic. But anyway, no, Zero Day. Zero Day comes out, miniseries on Netflix. It's an awesome series. I really liked it. And guess what? Of course, nations lose power, battles in the White House, and conflict in governments. Do you know also that recently the CCP was encircling Australia with their naval vessels, creating anxiety amongst the people? But it was funny. I was talking to a friend of mine that lives in Australia, and she's like, yeah, it's okay. We're ready for it. So this was the, CBS News. Trump claims Biden's pardons of January 6 committee members are void, vacant because they were allegedly signed with an autopen. Now, there's a lot of conflict of interest and a lot of misinformation and disinformation out there. So I'm just sharing with you what the mainstream news is saying. I'm not saying they're right. There's also, in other news, National Weather Service red flag warning. A red flag warning, warm temperatures, very low humidities, stronger winds are expected to combine and produce an increased risk of fire danger. This is in Marquette, Michigan. Red flag warning after dozens of tornadoes span across the country, wipe out tons of buildings, extreme weather, extreme volcanoes, tornadoes. This is exciting, folks. It's like we're in a sci-fi series or something like that. Now, also, I'm going to talk about this. What about the annual airline casualties that doubled in 2024 per Aviation Safety Network, and 2025 is on track to be even worse than 2024? So what the heck's going on there? We're going to talk about it. Fox 4, deadly U.S. plane crashes in 2025, the timeline. We're going to get into that. Did you know, and I don't know if there's a connection here. There might be no connection here. But in other news, this is from militaryaerospace.com. The IATA says GPS spoofing is up 500%. The Civil Aviation Association says air travel remains safe. Rightus Burns Physicalias writes for simple flying. However, GPS spoofing is up 500%. So what does that actually mean? We're going to talk about it. One more article I'd like to reference with you real quick that we'll be discussing today is DARPA plans to build giant structures in space using living organisms. What could possibly go wrong? Isn't it exciting? Don't we live in exciting times? I think it's so fun, personally. I think it's exciting. All right, let's go to my notes. I have notes to share with you. We have notes. Now, audio coming in okay? Video okay? Are the notes blocking my face like they did last time? I actually asked that at the beginning. I was like, are the notes blocking my face? They're like, no, you're fine. And then I go back and watch the video. The whole time I'm talking behind my notes. Anyway, it's probably better that way. Are we good? Oh, yeah. Here we go. So, Panama experienced a nationwide blackout following an explosion and fire at the La Correra thermoelectric power plant in Panama province. The incident, which occurred just before midnight on Saturday, March 15, 2025, was attributed to a technical fault. Yeah, it was a technical fault in a private generator operated by Pan Am Generating Limited. This malfunction activated the national grid's protective mechanisms overseen by the state-owned Empresa de Transmisión Electricidad, ETA, leading to widespread power outages across the country. Great to see you all today as well. Thank you very much for being here. President Jose Raul Molino addressed the crisis, stating the blackout is national. I'm requesting a report. He later shared a video showing flames at the facility, clarifying the damage to the private generator caused the system to activate its protection mechanisms. He reassured the public that power would return gradually and called for patience while pledging to tackle the country's long-standing service issues. The blackout's impact extended beyond electricity, halting water services nationwide as treatment plants and wells dependent on power ceased functioning. The National Institute of Aqueducts and Sewers announced that portable water supply would remain offline until electricity was restored, with teams ready to act once conditions allowed. So not only did they lose power, they lost access to drinking water. Oh, no big deal, though. We're not going to put that in the news. You have to specifically search this to find it in the news. Millions of people. I think there's about 4.5 million people in Panama. Well, Chile lost power recently as well. Did you hear about that? Chile, the nation of Chile, I think 17 plus million people out there, they lost power. Didn't hit the mainstream news. And when it did, it was like on the back page of the mainstream news. It's insane. This is insane. But it also shows how vulnerable and how easy it is to knock out power in an entire nation. Oh, you're not going to play ball? Okay. Well, anyway. By early Sunday, partial power restoration had begun, though a complete timeline for recovery remained uncertain. President Molino ordered a comprehensive report from ETA and other agencies involved, hinting at forthcoming reforms to address the country's energy vulnerabilities. You can watch the following news report on YouTube. And then we went over how President Trump has declared that the pardons issued by former President Joe Biden are void and of no further force or effect, alleging they were improperly signed using an autopen without Biden's knowledge. On his final day in office, Biden granted preemptive pardons to several individuals, including family members, Dr. Fauci, General Mark Milley, and members of the House January 6th Select Committee, such as former Representatives Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger. The autopen is a device that replicates a person's signature mechanically. It's used by presidents for signing official documents, has historical precedent, and is generally considered legally valid. Legal experts express doubts that courts would support revoking pardons based on the method of signature, as the U.S. Constitution grants the president broad clemency powers without specifying the signing method. Members of the January 6th committee have dismissed Trump's claims, asserting they committed no wrongdoing. Representative Adam Kinzinger responded to Trump's statements by saying, "Bring it on," indicating a lack of concern over potential investigations, theguardian.com. In summary, while President Trump disputes the validity of President Biden's pardons due to their autopen signatures, historical practices and legal interpretations suggest that such pardons remain valid. The ultimate determination of their legality would rest with the courts, wallstreetjournal.com. All right, so we've got a red flag warning right now, indicating that conditions are ideal for wildfires. Last time I saw a news report of this in California, Within hours, California had an entire city on fire. So be careful out there, ladies and gentlemen. If you see this red flag warning, be prepared, not scared. And so red flag warnings, once again, are when you have ideal climate and environments for wildfires. Usually it's a combination of warm temperatures, very low humidities, and strong winds. Avoid open burning, exercise caution with equipment, and properly dispose of smoking materials. Also, check out weather.gov, michigan.gov for more information. So doing research with all of these plane crashes that we've had over the past several months that have been reported, I wanted to compare the numbers to previous years and see, if this is actually truly an influx in plane crashes and aviation problems. So did some research, and analyzing aviation accident statistics from 2001 to 2025 reveals trends in air travel safety over the years. Here is an overview of the data. This is from the National Transportation Safety Board, and I pulled this up through the WebMD on ChatGPT. So, yeah, I think it's pretty accurate. But if it's not completely accurate, anyway. So it may not be completely accurate, but so let me show you what this says. The National Transportation Safety Board provides data on accidents involving U.S. air carriers operating scheduled services. Now, 2001, obviously, there was a huge jump in fatalities, and that was because of the planes that crashed in September. You can see there were 41 total accidents in the year of 2001 and 531 fatalities. 6 of these 41 accidents were fatal, and a total of 531 fatalities, according to these numbers in this data. And if you look through 2000, it's like there's, 2006, we had 50, 2009, there were 50, but not a whole lot. However, so we go from the International Air Transport Association reported 39 total aviation accidents in 2022. There was a China Eastern Airlines Boeing 737-800 that crashed in Guangxi, China, resulting in 133 fatalities. And May 2022, a Tara Air DHC-6 Twin Otter crashed in Nepal, killing 22 people on board. Then we get to 2023. In 2023, commercial aviation achieved unprecedented safety levels, marking the lowest number of accidents and fatalities recorded. Notable incidents include January 23 and September 23. Then we go to 2024, and in 2024, there were 1,417 aviation accidents, 80 crashes in January, 93 in February. Wow. As of February 2025, there have been 99 aviation accidents, 63 in January, 36 in February. You know what? I want to go to a specific. Okay. Airline statistics, casualties, and crashes. Here we go. Let's go to the National Safety Council. Let's do that. That's better. Here we go. Okay. So this is the National Safety Council and airplane crashes. Scroll down here. Yeah, it was, look at that. Very low numbers. Let's start 1997. Fatal accidents, 3. 98, 1. 99, 11. 2000. 6. This is fatal accidents. All accidents, 41. So in 2001, obviously in September, we had that big spike because of what took place in New York City. The numbers are very low down here. This is all accidents, the blue line. And the red line is fatalities, and you can see 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Very low. Then 2023, 2024, 2025 hits, and we've got this huge spike. It's like, well, what's going on? What's going on? It can't just be because, like, I don't buy what some of the narratives are trying to sell me. And then I do some research on GPS spoofing. And the Civil Aviation Association says air travel remains safe, but IATA says GPS spoofing is up 500%. So what does that mean? Like, what does GPS spoofing even mean? Well, GPS spoofing, the International Air Transport Association has reported a significant increase in global navigation satellite system interference incidents in 2024, with GPS spoofing incidents rising by 500% compared to the previous year. GNSS interference includes jamming and spoofing, poses serious risks to aviation safety by disrupting aircraft navigation systems. While backup systems exist to mitigate these risks, the sharp increase in such incidents is alarming. The most affected regions include Turkey, Iraq, and Egypt. The IATA's Director General Willie Walsh emphasized the urgency of addressing this issue, stating that immediate action by governments and air navigation service providers is necessary to stop these practices, improve situational awareness, and ensure that airlines have the necessary tools to operate safely in all areas. Wow. Crazy. The surge in GNSS interference incidents is part of a broader aviation safety concern. In 2024, the all-incident rate stood at 1.13 per million flights, slightly higher than the 1.09 recorded in 2023, but better than the 5-year average of 1.25. There were 7 fatal accidents in 2024, up from 1 in 2023, resulting in 244 fatalities compared to 72 the previous year. So to address these challenges, the IATA is calling for coordinated global efforts to enhance the robustness of navigation systems and to develop technologies that can counteract GNSS interference. They're actually working on quantum navigation systems right now. Quantum navigation. The military is working on quantum navigation, which should turn GPS obsolete. All right. So, a lot of news, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of news. And here's a few predictions that I've got, or a few forecasts, I should say, that I see for 2025. We're going to see extreme weather. We're going to see a lot of power outages, possibly national power outages. We're going to see a lot more drone and aviation stuff. We're going to see extreme hail and a lot of tornadoes, extreme weather. And we're also going to see breakthroughs in the medical industry. We're going to see breakthroughs in the transportation industry and space technologies, as well as nanotechnologies. We're going to see an increase in synthetic technologies that merge with biology. We're going to see huge breakthroughs as well. So it's not going to be all bad. We're going to see a lot of positive. And these are just forecasts. These are just predictions. But that is my that's my vision, what I see for 2025 and beyond. And we're still going to, it's like proxy wars abroad. Major proxy wars are taking place, but I don't see it moving into full-fledged global chaos. I just see a lot of proxy wars going on that are going to be similar to what we saw in 0 Day. Once again, just predictions, just forecasts. I could be way wrong here. None of that could come true. So what do you see happening in 2025 and beyond? It's going to be exciting. More of everything. Greetings, Earthlings. How are you? Nanotech. I'm all for nanotech. Nanotech sounds great. Shondell says July 8th, 99.9% of the world is going to be covered in sunlight. That's awesome. Sunlight's amazing. What else we got going on? Kibbles and bits have my vote. The sky isn't falling yet. Yay, that's true. Hey, we can still go to the store and buy stuff. We can still go outside and enjoy fresh air. We can still, go on walks and in the park if you live by a park, or like me, I live in the woods, so I can just go walk into the woods. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. We can still look up at the sky and see the beautiful blue sky some days if it's not super overcast. Or maybe you're in an area that gets a lot of rain. Enjoy the rain. The world is a beautiful place. We have a lot of beautiful things on the horizon. So I say, don't be prepared. Be prepared, not scared. I said that way wrong. Way wrong. Don't be prepared. Be scared. Be prepared, not scared. Be prepared, not scared. You didn't get a notification. It's amazing how many people do not get notifications. So for whatever reason, just check back daily for new content. But we have been discussing the aviation incidents, potential GPS spoofing. We've been looking at the numbers. We talked about how President Trump put out a post on Truth Social declaring President Biden's pardons invalid. And we've also talked about the major blackouts that have taken place in Panama, Cuba, Venezuela, Chile, just over the past couple of months. So millions of people without power, millions. And it was so easy. If you read how it happened, if you believe the official story, it was far too easy for this to happen. Far too easy. And the timing is, wow. Talk about timing, huh? What a coincidence. What a coincidence. Now the question is, what accidentally caused it to happen? How did it accidentally explode? Very interesting. I don't know. Fear is a good motivator. Saturday, not yesterday. Saturday, not yesterday. What was Saturday, not yesterday? All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Check us out over on Patreon. That's where the real good stuff is, on our Patreon page. So we can actually talk about more things there. But anyway, it's, it's kind of freedom of speech, but it's like, how much is it going to cost me if I have freedom of speech? How much do I have to spend to have freedom of speech? It's America, land of the free. Oh yeah. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Thanks for watching. Seriously, be prepared, not scared. The sky hasn't fallen yet, although it would suck to have no power or no access to drinking water. That's why it's good to have some water and food and an extra energy source available if you can. I read a article the other day. There's this guy that lives in an apartment, and he's got 116 different laptop batteries that power his house. So his house is powered by laptop batteries, and then he's got solar panels that power his laptop batteries. It's wild, totally wild. So there's lots of options. There's lots of options in today's day and age to survive and to thrive. So I can't believe I just did that. That was kind of cheesy. Be the change you want to see.